Okay, broken dash handle replacement or our dash handle delete. And if your dash handle's broken, you're probably looking at something like this. Stud's still sticking out of the dash. So we're just going to show real quick here how to replace that. You're going to need to remove your center console, which I'm not going to get into with that, but as far as sizes, once you have the console out, though, it's going to be a lot of the same tools. You know, it's 7mm. You're going to need a 1/2 inch or 13mm ratchet, maybe some short extensions, pair of adjustable wrench or vice grips to hold the stud to get it out. So, but there's one 7mm here. There's one underneath in each corner. You pull those out, and then you're just going to pull this bottom panel off. It's just held in with 2 clips there. I already have a lot of this hardware out just to make it shorter on time. So once you have the bottom panel off, there's one 7mm screw in the bottom of each of these vents, and you're going to take that 7mm out. There's a small clip at the top, which really you want to break off. And then the bottom has this tab. Keep that one, but this top tab, if it breaks off, it's no big deal, and it may make putting it back together a little bit easier if it does. So we're going to take both of those out. There's a piece of duct behind the vent. We're just going to pull that out, both sides, and now you can get access to the back side of these studs. And you can see on the outside extension and a deep socket, and you can just go up underneath and you can reach the back side of that bolt. For the inside one, we're just going to use just a deep socket and the ratchet. The stubbier ratchet is actually a little bit better, but we can use this one. That's what I'm going to use for this now. I think it's easiest to get the ratchet in with the handle pointing, towards the driver's side. So just kind of get it in, and then you can come back up and get on the nut. And that's where you'll use, I need a third hand. And if you get your ratchet on the back side, then you can just use your wrench on the front side and just turn it. Delete panels come with new nuts, which are the same size as the ones that was on the original studs. In case you drop one behind the dash, when you can't find it, you can use one of those nuts will work. So we're just going to take our dash handle and put it on using the same holes that the studs came out of. Push it on there. Nut started on the back side. This is why I put fairly long studs in, because it's a little bit easier to reach, and so you're not reaching around such a hard turn just to try to get the nut started. And you should be able to, maybe before you put the panel on, make sure the threads are good and clean. You can spin the nut pretty freely, and you can tighten it up pretty far with your finger. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, we can tighten the nut up pretty far with our finger, and then we'll tighten the nuts. And again, this inside one, we're going to put a ratchet in with the handle facing towards the driver's side. Get our ratchet on the nut. And you don't want to tighten these down excessively. You want to get them good and snug, but you don't want to go crazy with it. I'd say right there we're good and snug on that one. On the outside one, again, we're going to use about a 4-inch extension and a socket. And we can come up from underneath and get on our nut. Snug this one up. And again, we're not trying to make them excessively tight. We're just snugging them down. You know, it's not going anywhere. It fits nice. Got a good gap the whole way around the top. Happy with how that looks. So to put the vents back in, we need to reinsert our duct, and then the vent, this is where that tab at the top, having that broke off makes it a bit easier. You can stick it up under the delete panel, and then you're going to want to try to work this edge back behind the airbag, and then work that plastic tab into its hole. Pops into place. And there we go. We got it. Put the 7mm screw back on each side. Reassemble the bottom panel, and you're done. And there we are. Vents are back in. Have a pretty nice fit of everything. Good gap across the top. And looks so much better than a broken dash handle. Just put your bottom cover back on and the center console, and you're done. One last thing is, I've gotten comments about the airbag, any interference with the airbag, and I don't think that there is. And it's so hard to even find one of these airbags that's actually deployed. If anybody has pictures of one of these airbags deployed, and whether the original handle survives or what kind of damage it takes, I would love to see it if you could send that to me. But the airbag, the seam in the middle is where that panel is going to split when the airbag goes off. So this bottom panel is going to fold down, this top panel is going to fold up, and the airbag is going to come out.